Assalamualaikum and a good day to everyone. So our group 4, will discuss on the utilization of paddy straw into animal feed. Rice harvesting significantly increased with the demand of the consumer. So the waste product of the paddy plants such as rice straw, paddy hulls and rice hull also will be erased eventually. And this product usually will be discarded. Since it is large in amount, a way to benefit this situation is study. Hence, this study is to carry out to help in managing the most major component of the crop, which is rice straw, into animal feed in environmental friendly ways. There are several techniques that we want to propose, which are physical, biological, and chemical. So all these methods will give pros and cons. Even so, it is still better for the source utilization purpose. Ultimately, this initiative in recycling the paddy straw into animal feed will bring advantages and value not only for the better environment but also to the development of agro-based industry.
The introduction on the rice and rice waste. So rice is the seed of grass species Oryza glaberrima or Oryza sativa. It is a cereal grain that has edible and starchy properties. So rice has become the major staple food that is consumed by roughly one half of the world population, including East and Southeast Asia. It can be cooked by boiling method. It also can be grounded into flour, and it is eaten alone in a great variety of soups, side dishes, and main dishes in Asian, Middle Eastern, and many other cuisines. So, the clean milled white rice is produced after went through several processes, which consists of pre-cleaning, dehusking or dehulling, whitening and polishing, white rice separating, and rice mixing. So this is basically the main process of milling process. So start from pre-cleaning, where the foreign materials is removed, such as straw, wheat seeds, soil, etc. This is basically to prevent from further damage of the machines used in the future in the next processing. And then the next process is dehusking or dehulling. So this process is where the hulls was removed from the rough paddy rice because it is not edible for human. Next is whitening or polishing. This is a process where the bran layer and germ from paddy was removed around 8 to 10%. And the rice that the bran layer is not removed will be processed as a brown rice. So after that, the white rice will be separated into head, small and large broken, and mixed again according to the composition. For example, a good quality of rice must consist of 50 to 60% head rice, 5 to 10% large broken, 10 to 15% small broken kernels. So all of these process will generate byproducts, or we call it as rice waste. Example of rice byproduct is rice straw, rice husk, and rice bran oil. So rice straw is produced during harvesting, where the straw is separated from the grain, and then the rice husk is removed during the husking, and the rice bran oil is obtained from the rice bran that was removed during polishing. So the problems lies with rice waste is because of the large amount of rice waste produced per year. For example, for rice straw, only 800 to 1,000 million tons per year globally of rice straw were produced. So this is a huge amount, and if it continuously generated every year, it will lead to a bigger problem um, on how to manage all the waste. Also, it can be it can lead to environmental problem, as some farmers tend to take a quick, easy ways to dispose the waste by burning the rice straw. So can affect the environment properties. Also, next problem is the poor quality of rice straw as an animal feed in its natural state. In our study in this project, the rice straw is used as a rice waste to make as an animal feed. So, since the poor quality of rice straw in its natural state, it has to be pre-treated by several methods in order to improve the indigestibility and the nutritional quality of the rice straw. So overall of this project, our objective is to come up with suggestion on an idea for rice byproduct utilization in order to solve the rice waste problems, and also to propose techniques of utilization for the new products, which are animal feed produced from rice straw. Also to explain how the processing of animal feed from rice straw is done and the method used for processing, and then to describe special characteristics of the product and how it contributes to achieve the objective of the ideas. Also to evaluate the proposed technique to ensure the effectiveness of the method and provide recommendation, and also to explore the idea of utilizing rice waste and promote to the small farmers and agronomists for encouragement purpose.
Okay, next, the approach used to solve the problem or the concept for this problem. The rising of rice byproduct has always become one of the challenges in the rice industry on how to manage the byproduct of the rice properly. The disposal of the rice byproduct, especially rice straw, has causing a worldwide environmental and also health problem. Farmers tend to randomly burn the rice straw as the most economical methods for disposal, and it has caused the risings of the environmental pollution. So to overcome this problem, the researchers and also the farmers have come out with several solutions to use the byproduct wisely. One of their solution or idea is rice straw, which is the largest byproduct of the rice, is used as part of the nutritional requirement of ruminant, especially in most rice producing countries. However, rice straw has poor quality to serve as a livestock feed because it has a low protein content, possession of phenolic properties, and high level of silica and lignin. Um, but despite of this constraint, rice straw is still considered as a potential feed additive for increasing the energy and also the protein content. Next, rice straw also can be utilized by keeping the rice straw and using it to grow oyster mushroom. Using rice straw for mushroom, the production of mushroom can yield around 5 to 10% of mushroom, which is about 50 to 100 kg of mushroom per 1 ton of of a dry straw. The common species of rice straw mushroom is Volvarilla volvacea, which is it can grow easily and also has a short growth duration, which is only 14 days. Other than that, the utilization of rice straw is used to avoid burning. It's by composting the rice straw. Animal manure and enzymes are added to rice straw and mixing by a turner and ensilage to homogenize the mixture. The composting of rice straw is necessary as it can improve the quality of the compost product based on the optimized nutrient factors and also the decomposition process. As a result, the compost of rice straw can be served as fertilizer for growing vegetables and also other crops, and it also can be used as a soil conditioner. And lastly, the byproduct other than rice straw, rice husk also one of the byproduct for the rice crop. And the disposal of rice byproduct, especially rice husk, can be effectively done by combustion of rice husk under controlled condition of temperature that can produce ash, which is rice husk ash, which is rich in amorphous silica. This ash can be used as an additive for concrete to improve its strength and durability of the concrete. Next, the proposed technique or the new product that can be used from byproduct of rice. One of the byproduct is rice straw. The disposal of rice byproduct, especially rice straw, can be done effectively without a burning method by utilizing it for animal feeding. The major challenge to livestock production is the availability of cheap but the quality of feedstock. Around 70% to 80% of the cost of livestock production goes to feed, and these feeds are not readily available due to the seasonality, scarcity, and also the competition that exists between human and animal for the feedstock. um, the potential use of the rice straw is suitable for animal feed, but it has a low concentration of digestible nutrient in the rice straw. Thus, the low content of nutrient in the rice straw has become the limit for animal feeding. In Southeast Asia, around 30% to 40% of the total rice straw is used to feed more than 90% of the ruminant animals. So these are some of the examples of rice straw that has been used as feedstock for animal feeding, especially for ruminant animals such as cow and also goats. Normally, the rice straw has a low protein content, which is range from 3% to 6%, but it also contain high cell wall, contain high neutral detergent fiber, and also contain high acid detergent fiber known as ADF that consists of degradable carbohydrate such as starch, cellulose, and also hemicellulose. The allowable quantity of rice straw needed for animals each day is limited to only 2% of its body weight. The intake of the rice straw is various depending on the type and also the size of the animal. To improve the consumption of rice straw intake, the farmers have always chopped the rice straw to make it become small in size, because it gives more space for the rice straw in the rumen and also allows more entries of microorganisms to ferment and to digest the straw degradable component. Farmers also have developed some technology to help them enhance the utilization and also improvement of the nutritive value for animal feeding. And the consumption and the digestibility of the rice straw can be improved by ensilage the rice straw with 2 to 4% of urea to make it suitable for the animal feeding as a animal feeding.
Of rice straw as ruminant fodder. This processing is to help farmers enhance the utilization and improvement of the nutritive value of rice straw for animal feeding. These techniques include different physical, chemical, and biological processing methods. The physical process is a practical and inexpensive method to enhance the utilization and recycling of nutrients from rice straw when used as fodder for ruminants. Physical treatment of rice straw aims to improve the palatability and increase intake, as well as improve the potential digestibility of ruminants. Soaking is a common and economical process of treating rice straw. This is done by soaking straw overnight in water, which brings softness between the lignin and cellulose component of rice straw. Soaking along with steaming technique have direct effect on the cell walls of the rice straw. The effect of steam or exposure of the lignocellulosic contents of rice straw under high pressure provides a good environment for the microbial enzymes for faster fermentation of nutrients, thus increasing the rice straw digestibility. The chemical method aims to increase animals' intake and feed digestibility. Urea treatment is the most practical and widely used chemical method in the treating rice straw. The main function of urea is to increase the protein content of the treated straw during the fermentation process. Urea is best used in combination with molasses at 30% moisture content of the treated straw. The role of the molasses is to supply energy so that cellulosic fermentation of the treated straw is speeded up. Urea or its combination with molasses can make rice straw a complete and safe for ruminants. Urea should be dissolved in water at the desired proportion and it can be sprayed into the rice straw. The treated straw can be packed in the silo, empty drum or plastic bag. Biological treatment of rice straw involves the use of enzymes and different microorganisms. The catabolic breakdown of any complex substance into its simplest component is brought by enzymatic process. Enzymes involved in the degradation of rice straw are mostly of microbial origin, and commercial enzymes used in the livestock feed industry are generally of fungal or bacterial origins.
Next is the special characteristic of product. What it is. Rice straw is composed of cellulose and hemicellulose and lignin consists mainly of cell walls. The ruminant reticulorumen retains microorganisms that produce cellulose and hemicellulose. The rice straw rich in energy, low in crude protein and poor in palatability due to poor quality roughage. It must be supplemented with protein, phosphorus, calcium and some trace minerals. The upper picture is the rice straw and the below picture is the animal feed. So, how and what is the effect? The pre-treatment procedures, raising the regular intake of feed and increasing the rate of digestion and nutrient availability. The bond between lignin, hemicellulose and cellulose chemically and cause structural fiber to swell physically, thereby increasing digestibility rate. It can be concluded that treated rice straw for animal feed or called silage have the characteristic of high digestibility, high degradation of component of the cell wall that is lignin, low level of growth of mold and yeast, and have a low rate of protein degradation. Is the contribution of animal feed from rice straw to achieve objective. First, it minimizes the environmental impact, where the reduction of open burning in the agricultural sector is one of the advantages of using rice straw as the animal feed. more environmentally friendly waste management methods, including zero waste and zero burnings. It reduces waste from products reused and recycled. Composting used as an energy source or reused for landscaping. The improvement of water quality and management of sedimentation and off-site for improvement of soil quality, conservation of soil and water and improvement of biodiversity as practical is one of the benefits of using rice straw to utilize it to make the feed animal feed. And lastly, the greater economic competitiveness. The potential of rice straw production could be envisioned in an economic sector needing highly competitive products and increasingly advancing biotechnology. It generates additional opportunities for rural economic development by generating income for farmers, creating new jobs for existing resources, particularly in the fields of production and marketing.
Then with that, now we proceed with the evaluation and recommendation for these processes. It is a great initiative to work on rice straw to produce animal feed. First and foremost, the production of rice straw is increasing with the demand for rice. Hence, the availability of this crop residue for new product processing will undoubtedly sustainable. Besides, it is a low-cost investment and very practical for feedstock purpose, especially ruminant. Mention that the limitation on using rice straw for the livestock feed is due to the low nutrient. However, with several treatments, it can be potentially valuable for the supplement of the livestock. According to the method proposed, physical treatment is considerably practical and reasonable to be practiced in the current situation. It is not expensive and able to educate people on limiting non-renewable energy and promoting sustainable off-source by recycling. Furthermore, the urea treatment is the best way out of all treatment by the chemical. The process requires urea as the main component, hence the urea waste can be managed smartly while benefiting from it. It can clarify that the treatment cost is the lowest out of the other treatment in chemical process. Next is for biological process. The use of enzyme costs a lot of money and requires skill on handling it. So this process is unfavorable option and not very recommended for small-scale industry. So the conclusion that we can make from this study, the idea of producing animal feed from waste byproduct bring many advantages. The varieties of way in treating the waste into a new product surely can be practiced in the future. As we had found a way how to manage the crop residue smartly, there will no longer environmental issue regarding to the burning field. Besides, the animal feed that developed is a way better for the ruminant nutrition as it can act as supplement. Hence, it led to the development of agro-based industry. In short, creating an opportunity to develop unused material and utilizing it into something valuable will generate more income for the farmers and also to the other parties.